Hi, I'm Tim McMahon. Welcome to the SOA evaluation, a great selling technique you can put to use right away. Now, if you don't mind, let me brag a little bit. Over a period of 7 years, I closed more than 40 sales opportunities, major sales opportunities in a row. Now, I'd like to tell you that I'm God's gift to selling, and the truth probably isn't quite there. But what I am good at is using some powerful little techniques, simple techniques, that help me determine if I can win an opportunity, if I should invest the time, resources, and money in winning that opportunity. And that's a critical thing for any professional salesperson, especially if you really want to succeed. So let's look at how companies really make decisions. We know that, especially in large companies, it's often a complex process. There can be a lot of different people involved, and they can have different levels of influence and play all kinds of different roles. The most important first step is to make sure you know everybody in that process. And then to determine, is that person a supporter? Are they open? Or are they against you? Now, you know that decision process is often somewhat democratic in a sense. Everybody has a vote, but some votes count more than others. And there are people who definitely have veto power. When all is said and done, we want to make sure that we're confident that we can create supporters, or at least those who are open, and that we can somehow leverage those who are against us into an open status. Now, the best way to do this is let's take a look at an example and see how this really works. Now, here's a typical sales opportunity. We put something in here of 4 buyers. We have 4 different functions: an engineer, purchasing, a technical manager, and if you notice, the one at the top is CFO. And by the way, these are in order of what I believe the influence is in this opportunity, and that's an important strategy as well, as you'll see going forward. So now let's go to the next step, and let's look at the SOA status of each one. And what I've done here is I've gone through and I've said, well, my 2 primary contacts, my engineer and my purchasing agent, they both appear to be supporters, so I'm in pretty good shape with that. The technical manager, who in this case is most likely the decision maker, is really open between me and another vendor. But open is fine because the odds are that he will go with the recommendation of the supporters. The problem is the CFO, who it looks like for some reason is absolutely against us and would probably execute a veto power in the process. So, what do we do? The key, once we've done this analysis, is to build a plan. So in this case, I want to focus on, can I move the A, the CFO who's against us, to O status? And ideally, can I move the technical manager from O to S, or open to support? Now of the 2, obviously the top one is the most important because that's likely to result in a veto. So the key here is, in this step, is the plan column. In other words, you have to build a sales plan for each of these moves. And the question you want to ask yourself is, can I do it? In other words, do I know enough information about the against? Do I have a strategy which I know can move from A to an O? If I can get each one of these as either supporters or opens, then I know I have a strong possibility of winning this sales opportunity. So let's look at your steps for success, your plan for success. First step, identify all participants in the buying process, in the decision process, and order them by influence level. Second, do an SOA evaluation. It's a great little technique, and it really only takes a couple of moments. And then third, the big key, create a plan to move any against, especially if they're influential, to open, and to move any opens, if possible, to supporters. That's the SOA technique. Like I said, you can use it right away, and I can almost promise you, this is a great tool for helping you improve your sales success. I'm Tim McMahon. Thanks for joining me for SOA.